Look up tonight. The moon looks simple, bright, familiar. You have seen it since childhood, watching it follow you through quiet streets and open fields. But what if everything you think about it is wrong? What if the moon is not a silent rock, but something far older, more connected to your life than you imagine? This story is not about fantasy. It is about patterns, motion, and a mystery hidden in plain sight. For centuries, people believed the moon was a mirror of the sun. Scientists called it a captured satellite, formed by chance. Yet every new mission adds questions instead of answers. The moon's orbit is too perfect, its distance too precise. Its timing matches the needs of Earth as if both were built to move together. Without it, tides would fail, days would twist, and seasons would lose rhythm. You sleep under a machine that keeps your world alive. Every night, the same light touches oceans, forests, and cities. It slows your thoughts, balances your body, and quietly tells time. The moon affects water, air, and even the rhythm of your heartbeat. It is not far away. It is part of you. This is the story of the 39 hidden truths behind the moon, the science, the history, and the quiet secrets written in its motion. So close your eyes, relax, and listen. Let the light of the moon guide your thoughts. Let your breathing match its pull. Tonight, we explore the moon not as a mystery above us, but as a quiet force within every moment of life. The moon looks simple from far away, but the closer you study it, the more it behaves like something arranged, not random. Every measurement adds new structure to the mystery. Its orbit around Earth is almost perfectly circular. The difference between its closest and farthest distance is small. Most natural moons have eccentric orbits, stretched and unstable. Ours moves as if guided. The moon's rotation matches its revolution, so the same face always looks toward Earth. This perfect synchronization is called tidal lock. It should take millions of years of gravitational friction to reach such a state, but the speed and stability of the lock suggest it happened faster. You might think of it as coincidence, yet coincidences do not repeat with such precision. The alignment between its size and its distance allows total solar eclipses where the moon covers the sun exactly. This ratio is exact to less than 1%. No other moon in the solar system fits its planet's sun in that way. Scientists call it a natural wonder, but they cannot explain why nature arranged such a perfect scale. The coincidence looks like a formula built to show a pattern, as if someone wanted Earth to witness this alignment. Under its surface, the moon hides many secrets. Seismic and magnetic studies show irregular density zones called mascons. These zones are heavier areas beneath the Maria, large circular planes visible from Earth. Mascons bend gravity enough to change spacecraft paths. They form geometric shapes, almost grid-like in some regions. NASA first noticed them when lunar orbiters shifted slightly while flying over these spots. The pattern repeated so consistently that it became one of the key anomalies of lunar science. The near side of the moon holds most of these mascons, while the far side stays thicker but smoother inside. If you imagine the moon as a ball, one side is heavier, one lighter, yet it stays perfectly balanced during rotation. That balance should drift or tilt over time, but it does not. The moon behaves as if internally weighted on purpose. Scientists modeled the balance and found it works like a gyroscope, stable, self-correcting, and centered. How a natural collision created such a design remains unsolved. Next truth hides in its internal echo. When Apollo teams dropped spent rockets onto the moon, seismometers detected long reverberations. The sound waves bounced for up to an hour. A solid object should stop shaking quickly. The moon's vibration acts like a hollow or layered body. Some say it might be filled with cavities left from formation. Others say it is due to dry, rigid rock that transmits waves efficiently. But the pattern of echoes changes with impact location, as if certain spots are more empty or metallic. A hollow or partially hollow body would have unique frequencies, and those match what was recorded. Soviet researchers in the 1970s used these results to suggest the moon could be artificial or modified. They published in scientific journals, noting that the density of the moon is too low for its size, more like a shell than a solid sphere. Western scientists rejected that claim publicly, but the resonance data stayed unexplained. That persistence keeps the topic alive in underground discussions. Another strange truth lies in the moon's surface dust. The regolith, as scientists call it, is fine and dry, yet it contains tiny glass beads formed by extreme heat. The temperature needed to make those beads exceeds what simple impacts can produce. Some of the beads hold traces of water, trapped at the molecular level. That means the moon still holds some chemical memory of a wetter time or of material exchange with Earth. The dust layer is shallow, about 10 to 15 centimeters in most places, yet the moon is billions of years old. If micrometeorites bombarded it for that long, the layer should be meters thick. The thinness suggests recent cleaning events or resurfacing. Something might have swept or compacted the surface again and again. Some missions detected magnetic anomalies aligned in straight bands under that dust. Those magnetic lines look engineered, not random. They form parallel patterns similar to what you would see in magnetic shielding or grid alignment on Earth-made systems. Nobody claims they are artificial, but the data remain public. The next part of the mystery deals with energy. The moon reflects sunlight more than it should for its composition. Its albedo is high in some areas with no clear reason. Some craters shine brighter under ultraviolet light, as if coated with reflective material. Instruments found traces of titanium and other metals in patterns not common in natural formation. You might think of these as scattered minerals, but their distribution forms arcs and rings, not random clusters. These formations link to the mascons again, suggesting a deep connection between surface brightness and internal mass. The moon also emits weak but steady radio signals in certain frequencies, even when shielded from solar radiation. Some of these signals are natural static, but some repeat at regular intervals. Space probes recorded them many times since the 1960s. The source remains unidentified. Then there are ancient stories. Cultures across continents describe the moon arriving in the sky after people already existed. Greek historian Arcadia wrote of tribes that lived before the moon rose. In Colombia, legends say the moon appeared suddenly and changed the night. These myths may be symbolic, but they appear in unrelated civilizations that never met. Fossil evidence suggests tides were once weaker, supporting a time without a nearby satellite. If the moon joined Earth later, something massive must have caused the capture. Yet such an event should leave debris or scars, and we see none. So the capture, if real, was smooth. That smoothness hints at advanced balance, something controlled, maybe by gravitational resonance or external influence. The moon's influence on life is direct. It moves the oceans, triggers coral spawning, and sets biological clocks. Humans sleep and wake in cycles affected by its brightness. Studies show small increases in sleep delay during full moon nights, even in rooms without visible light. That means the body reacts to lunar rhythm unconsciously. Plants align water content to lunar phases. Farmers in old cultures planted crops by the moon's timing, and results supported the practice. The gravitational effect is real and measurable. Without the moon, Earth's axis would wobble up to 85 degrees over millions of years. With the moon, the tilt stays near 23 degrees, giving steady seasons. That regularity made stable climates and evolution possible. So your very existence depends on this balanced orbit. If the moon is artificial or controlled, that means life evolved under a managed system. If natural, then it is an improbable gift of balance. Either way, the outcome is the same. We live because the moon keeps the world calm. Lights on the moon continue to appear. Even in modern times, observatories record flashes that last seconds. They are seen at Aristarchus, Plato, and other craters repeatedly. No atmosphere means no weather to cause them. Some think micrometeorites cause chemical reactions. Others think they come from electrical discharges between charged dust grains. The fact that they appear at fixed locations argues against random causes. During Apollo missions, astronauts saw glowing particles near the horizon, forming what they called streamers. Later analysis said they were dust illuminated by sunlight scattered by electric fields. Yet the glow appeared at night too, when sunlight was absent. These unexplained lights remain on record. When you close your eyes and picture the moon, remember that each smooth curve hides data points that break known physics. It is light enough to move slowly away from Earth, but heavy enough to stabilize the planet. It is close enough to cause tides, yet far enough to avoid pulling itself apart. The numbers are perfect. Every one of these exact conditions belongs to the 39 truths of this study. Each detail connects to the others like steps in a system too orderly for randomness. You may feel calm hearing this, because the rhythm of these facts feels natural, but deep inside you sense purpose. The moon is not a simple rock. It may be a regulator, a clock, or a guardian of planetary balance. Whether made by chance or shaped by something we do not yet understand, it remains one of the greatest mysteries in human awareness. The quiet light above you carries billions of years of silence, but that silence speaks in data, patterns, and alignments. The more you learn, the less you can say for sure, except one thing: the moon is not what you think. The moon has circled above you every night of your life. You see it, you feel its light, and yet you know almost nothing certain about what it truly is. People call it a rock, a satellite, a leftover from creation, but none of those answers explain the full story. The moon is close, yet it remains one of the least understood objects in the solar system. Scientists, engineers, and ancient observers all tried to understand it, but every answer opened new questions. The mystery begins with its presence. Why is it there? Why is it exactly the size, distance, and position that creates perfect solar eclipses? The chance of that alignment is almost impossible. No other planet-moon pair in our system creates such a match. The moon's orbit is stable, circular, and precise. That orbit does not fit well with how natural satellites usually behave. Most moons in the solar system have elliptical paths. They wobble, drift, or tilt. Ours does not. It moves with mathematical accuracy. You see it rise at the same time each night, its rhythm like a heartbeat of the sky. This precision is one of the 39 truths people overlook. It means something controls or stabilized that orbit long ago, and whatever did that left no clear trace. When the Apollo missions went there, astronauts collected rocks and soil. Those samples came back to Earth and changed everything. They found that the moon's rocks had the same oxygen isotopes as Earth's crust. That means both were made from the same material. If the moon came from another body that hit Earth, its chemistry should differ. But it does not. This discovery shook the giant impact theory. The rocks also lacked the right amount of volatile elements, which should have escaped during a massive collision. So if the impact happened, how did the moon keep such similar materials? The moon's core is too small and too light compared to Earth's. That means something stripped away heavy metals, or they were never there. You can see how the data create tension. Scientists began testing alternate models. Some said the moon formed from Earth's outer layer thrown into space after a collision. Others said it was captured from another orbit. But a capture requires slowing, and no mechanism explains how a heavy body slowed down perfectly without crashing. The capture model also fails to explain the chemical match. So every major theory explains half the story and breaks the other half. This conflict sits at the center of the moon's mystery. The next hidden truth lies under the surface. The moon's crust is strangely strong. When meteorites hit, they make shallow craters instead of deep holes. That means beneath the dust there is a dense layer that resists penetration. Radar readings confirm reflective material below, possibly metal or some unknown composite. The crust varies in thickness. The far side is thicker than the near side by several kilometers. That asymmetry is unusual for a natural formation. The Maria, the dark patches you see from Earth, cover only one side. The other side is rough and heavily cratered. No one is given a full reason for this imbalance. Some link it to ancient volcanic flows. Others think the difference is structural. The distribution of elements such as titanium and iron also changes between hemispheres. These are not random patterns. They follow geometric spacing as if placed by design or controlled by physical constraints we do not understand. Another truth comes from seismic data. When Apollo astronauts left instruments on the surface, they detected vibrations from impacts and internal movement. The moon rang like a bell for nearly an hour after a collision. No natural rock structure behaves like that. It should have dampened in minutes. This long vibration means the interior is hollow or layered with voids. NASA's own data confirmed extended resonance, but they called it unexplained. If the moon were hollow, its mass would still match, so it must have denser layers somewhere else. That pattern does not match natural planet formation. Even now, new instruments confirm uneven density zones called mascons, mass concentrations buried under the surface. They distort spacecraft orbits slightly. The pattern of mascons aligns with Major Maria, showing deliberate placement or ancient construction-like structure. This is one of the most controversial hidden truths. It implies engineering or at least organized internal formation. The moon's distance from Earth increases slowly each year. Laser reflectors left by Apollo missions measure that drift, about 3.8 centimeters annually. That drift means the moon was once closer. If you trace backward, in the past it would have caused massive tides and shorter days. But when you project that change into models of Earth's age, the numbers break. The moon could not have survived billions of years without crashing. That means either the drift rate changed over time, or our age estimate is off. Another unsolved truth. Some scientists now think the moon reached its current position much later, maybe after Earth had cooled. If true, the moon as you know it is a late addition to the Earth system. That means life evolved with help from a visitor, not a twin born with us. Ancient cultures spoke about a time before the moon. Old texts from Greece, Sumer, and Central America mention skies without the moon. Fossil records suggest tidal forces were weaker in very ancient oceans, supporting that claim. That idea connects with the capture theory again. If the moon joined later, it changed the balance of Earth's rotation, climate, and biological cycles. You and everything alive today depend on that balance. Without the moon, Earth's tilt would vary widely. Seasons would shift violently. Tides would shrink, reducing coastal life. The moon's gravity stabilizes Earth, holding life in steady rhythm. This link between stability and the moon's arrival is another hidden truth. Life may owe its calm to something we still cannot explain. Then there are the lights. For hundreds of years, observers have seen flashes on the lunar surface. They appear as quick glows or spots that last seconds. Even modern sensors catch them. Some call them gas leaks. Some think they are electrical. Others say they are light reflections from something metallic. The frequency of these lights near certain craters makes coincidence unlikely. During Apollo 11 and later missions, astronauts reported strange glows on the horizon. They described them as faint lights that moved slowly. The reports exist in official mission logs. These events, called transient lunar phenomena, continue today. They happen in the same regions again and again. No one can fully explain them as you rest tonight. Picture this quiet companion above you, perfect in rhythm, yet full of unknown design. The moon pulls the oceans, shapes tides, stabilizes climate, and marks time, but inside it hides a structure that defies easy logic. Every sample, vibration, and orbit measurement adds to a puzzle without a clear picture. The first of the 39 truths you now know: the moon is not simple, not random, and not fully natural by the definitions you learned. It is something more precise, more controlled, and more mysterious than the surface